If you're using the grid tool for the first time, you may have noticed, wait a minute, my journal is larger than the grid tool. It might not match up vertically, and it also might not match up horizontally. Here you can see. At 26, the grid tool stops with the horizontal measurements, but we have 2 whole spaces left. Well, I want you to know you are not the only one, and this is by design. This is just a small sample of the spacing sizes on several different popular brands of size A5 journals. You'll notice that this Lövstrom journal is just slightly smaller than the journal underneath it, which is an Artist's Loft, but it is slightly taller than the Artist's Loft. So the number of horizontal spaces on the Artist's Loft is 1 more than the Lövstrom you can see here, which makes sense. But the Artist's Loft actually is also 2 spaces larger than the Lövstrom, where the Lövstrom actually is just slightly taller. And this is because of the way that different brands print their dots on their pages. For example, here in the Artist's Loft, they print the dots with no bleed from end to end. While other brands like this Moleskine here and the Lövstrom print their dots with a margin around the sides of the page. Sometimes they even print page numbers in the bottom corners. Because I designed the grid tool for maximum compatibility, you'll see that it only measures a space that is the same size or smaller than these popular journal sizes. This means that when you use the grid tool, what you'll need to do first is to decide where you want your margins to be. So for example, the Me to We dotted line journal is 38 by 26. So here I have the Me to We journal, and you will notice that it is 38 spaces tall, and it is 26 spaces wide on each page. So when I created my monthly spread, I wanted to make sure I could make 5 rows to account for the 5 weeks in the month. When I place my grid tool on the page, I can see that I have 5 rows nicely demarcated on the tool that I can use for my 5 weeks. Then I just needed to figure out where I wanted to divide my page. So I wanted to have a little bit of a margin at the top here, so I decided that out of the extra sections that I had, I would start my divisions 1 down. And this fits nicely to show my 5 sections all the way down to allow me to have 2 spaces on the bottom of each page, which then allows me to write in a page number. When it came to creating the columns, I knew that I wanted to create 4 columns on each page so that I could have 7 days of the week plus 1 extra column. Now here I can see that I have 4 demarcated in the horizontal sections on the grid tool. And looking at this, I could just determine where I wanted to have it, how much of a margin I wanted to have on the left side and on the right side. Now I don't like to put my pen way down in here, even though there is a dot very close to there. So I knew that I wanted to start it probably over here. So I can start right here with this. And then as you can see, when we move over, this leaves me a nice space on the left side then as well. So depending on the brand and the number of spaces you have in your journal or notebook, you will have larger or smaller margins on your pages around the area that you divide into grids with the grid tool. If you ever have any questions, please reach out, and thank you for watching.